Good morning everybody, how's it going? Welcome to this week's video. So, first news first, still no baby, still no movements. So, holding on for another week. Today seems to be the change of the seasons day. So, tomorrow we've got rain forecast, and we've got rain forecast for 4 or 5 days next week. So hopefully this is the end of this big dry period that we've had, and we're very much looking forward to it. So there's a few things we need to get done. We've got some wood piles knocking about the place, some of which should be good for firewood, so we'll get that sorted, organised. The flies have noticed that it's end of summer and they've come out in force. Very annoying. The other thing we need to do is there's olive harvest in a couple of weeks, so we need to get all the sucker shooters off the bottom of the trees. And this particular one right in front of the house, it looks more like a bush. So there's about 10 of them that really need some attention. So that's what we're going to do, starting with this beast. So this tree used to be massive. I'll try and find a shot of it, because we actually cut it from about here with the chainsaw, cut the whole thing off. The reason we did it is because you might have been able to hear and see it's quite rotten. So every, I don't know how long, probably like 20 odd years, the locals will let one of these grow, and eventually it will replace the whole tree. But kind of the idea of this one is to have it as a bit of an ornament, and kind of like a massive bonsai tree. So I think we're just going to see how long we can let it go for. Oh yeah, because it is quite cool. It has got a few olives on it, but they're around the back. I think I'm going to need some loppers as well. Is there? One of the green ones? Carissa's just shouted over from the deck, there's a big frog. So one thing we've had on the farm this year that we've never really had before, Iberian tree frogs, and they make a racket. I think they're like one of the loudest animals on the planet, like for its size, it's like 100 decibels or something. And it sounds a lot like a partridge. And so I've been convinced we've had a partridge knocking about, until there was one in a grapevine just in front of the deck. I was like, it can't possibly be a partridge. But no, it's a tree frog, of all things. Find bits of rebar everywhere. So the other thing that's nice about these, well, the season's changing, is once it rains we can then use bladed tools again, i.e. the wood chipper. So that's another reason to get all this done. I think that looks okay for now. I think in winter might chop it a little bit, keep it low. Nice, on to the next one. strange one. The clouds and wind have really picked up. I think we're going to get rain tonight. Fingers crossed. To watch my head, I've already banged it on this one. Right, nice and slow. So you reckon facing this way to protect the buttons?
There, doesn't it?
It should be okay there, shouldn't it?
Yeah. I mean, if we get a harsh rain, but...
Yeah. I don't think it will it? Like, that side is...
Yeah. It looks nice, isn't it? It's how much you might rock the cabin.
Kind of just like a bit of cardboard might do it. It should squash into it anyway, shouldn't it? So, yeah, that's better.
Try it folded, do you think?
No? It should work. Yep. Right then. Yeah, fine. I used the truck. So, I still have a tiny bit of the roof end to put on. We had to borrow some tin snips, so we've done that. Nice. I have a slight idea. Maybe. 130. Easy. It is kind of mad. Like, we're still at a high risk for fire. We've not had any rain in 6 weeks. And they're out hunting and using chainsaws. Wasn't it? Oh, good boy. What do you think, Dale? Don't know if you're quite catching this on camera, but that's all ash from the fire that we had in August or whenever it was. Hopefully the rain will give it a good clean.
And as most of you will know, Iwan and I got engaged back in March. 2 seconds later we also found out we were pregnant. It's quite a crazy story. But as you can imagine, the whole wedding engagement thing has been pushed to the side quite a bit by preparing for the arrival of this little bambino. So it's been really nice to work with Gentle Bands, who create really unique rings for men, and kind of get excited about that part of the story that has been very neglected. And what's very funny is I had spoken to Iwan a few weeks previously about whether he would wear a ring once we were married, and he'd mentioned that he'd found this company that makes rings with whiskey barrel wood, and he thought that was really cool. And turns out that's Gentle Bands, who then reached out to see if we wanted to work together. So it's been the perfect match. So I thought I would choose one for him as a bit of a surprise. And what's really cool about Gentle Bands is they use these really unconventional materials to make the rings, like meteorite, dinosaur bone, antler. There's one that's made with olive wood, and then they have more classical materials like 18 karat gold. And I just think this gives you an opportunity to create a really beautiful story around the ring and pull elements of that individual person and really personalise this gift of giving someone a ring. They also offer free engraving, so you can put a little small message on the interior of the ring. So I'm going to sit down and choose one for him, and then when it arrives I'll share with you guys which one I went for. And obviously my idea for this would be something he can use as a wedding ring when we eventually get married. I think it's going to be a couple of years, to be honest. But it's also, you know, he's just about to become a father, so maybe it's a nice gift for something like that. We have gift giving season coming up, so if you have a man in your life that you would like to celebrate, then I'll leave a link in the description below for you to go and check out Gentle Bands. So we have finally had some glorious rain, much needed. The land, I just can't believe how brown it still is everywhere. Excuse me, Doe. This late in the year, so yeah, the rain is going to transform the place. We still have so much ash still on this roof here from the August fires, and the rain hasn't quite washed it off, so we need to give that a clean. I think we've actually made a bit of a mistake with the material we've used for this part of the veranda. Yeah, we may change that. We want to keep the light coming in, but it's the type of plastic we've gone for is double layered, and like the dirt all goes in between the layers, and because it wasn't quite long enough where we've had to make the adjustment, it's looking a bit grimy, to be honest. So yeah, we might make some adjustments there. Also, I wanted to say, in the last video we shared with you, we've got a new chicken, Sally Mally, and she has settled in really quickly actually. The first couple of days Joelle was sort of establishing her pecking order, and we were a bit worried because one day she did have a little bit of blood on her beak, but they have calmed down now. Joelle is still very much kind of being her loner self, but I think she is actually enjoying having the presence of another chicken. And yeah, Sally Mally's quite funny. She's quite scared of us still, and she runs. She reminds me of the Road Runner. She kind of looks like that character from, is it the Looney Tunes? Yeah, she seems very happy. She knows where home is. She's free ranging and always going back to where she's supposed to, which is great. So yeah, I think we've made the right decision to give Joelle a friend and see how we go with having just two. I know that's still quite a small flock, but it feels good for us. And then the other thing I wanted to share with you guys is thank you to everyone who bought my calendar that I released as a September calendar, because we needed a calendar for September, so that's why I created it. But I've made basically the same one, but it starts in January, and this is filled with my drawings that are very much inspired by different tea cultures. So Diogo's just chasing grasshoppers, I think. So yeah, if you wanted a 2026 calendar, I've now put this live in the shop, and yeah, thank you for all the support on the first one. It's been really nice to kind of create a new product, because I haven't done that for quite a while with my illustration work, and I really enjoy it. I did actually get some samples for some Christmas cards, but I wasn't really happy with them, so I was hoping to share them today, but yeah, they're not quite right, so we'll see if I get time to pull something else together. But yes, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. We have a lot more rain on the way, which we're very happy about, and yeah, we're gonna continue making videos until I pop. So yeah, we'll just keep going until this little one decides he's ready to arrive. It's very weird to be on this cusp of it could happen any minute, or it could happen in 4 weeks. So it's an exciting, slightly anxious moment for us, but I think mostly exciting. I think we feel very ready now. So yeah, see you in the next one, hopefully. Maybe just the two of us, who knows. But yeah, take care, and thank you for watching, and see you soon. Bye.
This light jacket is no match for the bitterness of my attachments. Iron bracelets, clicking teeth, carving letters into dirty sheets, origami paper, slow to unfolding. You are the wild geese, somehow controlling this holy labor. A kind of fascinating when you are near to me. twisted blanket, naked skin. Couldn't keep out what I'm keeping.